Hello, I'm Craig Brelsford, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with executives of two public companies. First up is 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals. 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals is a growth-oriented biotechnology company with a goal of using cutting-edge biological science and applied research to further develop and commercialize new therapies for the prevention and treatment of infectious diseases. 60 Degrees has successfully achieved regulatory approval of Arakota, that is tafenoquine, a malaria preventative treatment that has been on the market since late 2019. Currently, 60 Degrees pipeline includes development programs for tafenoquine and kelgosivir, targeting fungal, tick-borne, and other viral diseases. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Up next is Fathom Holdings Inc. Fathom is a technology-driven real estate services platform revolutionizing the traditional brokerage model. Through its innovative flat-fee commission structure, proprietary technology, and integrated offerings spanning residential brokerage, mortgage, title, and SaaS, Fathom enables agents to maximize their earnings while delivering superior scalability and efficiency. With operations across 43 states and a rapidly growing network of more than 14,500 agents, Fathom is well positioned to capitalize on an improving housing market and expand its disruptive high-margin approach to real estate services. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Before we dive into our first interview, let's take a moment to recognize some of RedChip's top performers in 2024. Among them, RedCat, RCAT, up an incredible 1,293% in 2024. Alliance Entertainment, soaring by 842%. Gorilla Technology, which gained 250%, and Nova Minerals, up 149%. These companies have demonstrated the immense potential of the small cap market. Looking ahead to 2025, RedChip has also unveiled its top 25 small cap stocks to watch. This curated list includes names like Venue Holding, VENU on the New York Stock Exchange American, and Trinity Biotech, TRIB on the NASDAQ. To learn more about why these and other exciting small cap stocks made it onto our 2025 list, visit redchip.com and download the full report. Now, let's move on to our quote of the week. It comes from the book, Small Stocks, Big Money. For me, the fun is to build, not to manage. I look for what's available, what is possible to do. That is the overriding consideration. There are a lot of things I would have liked to do, but didn't have the means. This quote comes from Dr. Phil Frost of Opco Health, and it is featured in Chapter 4 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18.
For 32 years, RedChip has been discovering tomorrow's blue chips today with early research on Starbucks, Celsius, Daktronics, Winnebago, and more. Now we bring you RedChat, an innovative AI solution which gives you answers in seconds on over 2,000 small cap stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Visit redchip.com today and use RedChat, your AI small cap assistant. RedChat.
Now, let's get started with our first interview today with 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals. Today, we have Jeff Dow, CEO, President, and Director of 60 Degrees Pharma. Jeff, great to have you today.
You too, Craig. It's great to see you again.
Jeff, for those unfamiliar with 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals, could you provide an overview of the company and its focus on developing therapeutics for infectious diseases?
Yeah, we're a clinical and commercial stage biopharma company, which is pretty unusual. We have one approved product, Arakota, for malaria prevention, which is available in the US commercially and generating sales. and then a research program to expand in the use case for that product in the US market. And we're focused on small molecule therapeutics, so not vaccines or biologics.
Arakota is your FDA-approved drug for malaria prevention, and it has shown impressive year-over-year sales growth. How is it positioned in the market, and what strategies are you implementing to expand its reach?
Yeah, so Arakota was approved back in 2018. We have been seeing some pretty strong demand growth over the last couple of years and are pretty excited about the trends we've been seeing. The product is positioned differently from other antimalarial drugs for kind of three reasons. Firstly, it's a weekly product. Some of the alternatives are daily, and that's not so good for people who struggle to remember, to take a tablet every day. It's effective everywhere in the world, and there's no drug resistance, and that's unique amongst competitor products. And of course, it's active against all the life cycle stages of malaria, which means your post-exposure prophylaxis requirements when you get back from a trip abroad are better than the alternatives.
The first patient has been enrolled in an expanded access study for persistent babesiosis. What are the goals of this study, Jeff, and how does it align with your broader clinical development strategy?
So it's really interesting. Last year, Yale published a study showing that tafenoquine, which is the active molecule in our commercial product, Arakota, when combined with standard of care products, cured patients with relapsing babesiosis who are immunosuppressed. And in that patient population, the babesiosis, which is an infectious disease a lot like malaria, can reoccur, leading to further hospitalizations. And at least in the patients they evaluated it in, our product was really the last line of defense. And so we think there's a really important unmet medical need there, and that trial is designed to confirm the findings of that Yale study and hopefully lead to an expansion of the label for babesiosis in the future.
Beyond tafenoquine, you're evaluating other compounds such as calgosivir. What opportunities do you see for expanding your pipeline, Jeff, and how do these align with market needs?
I guess, so one of the things we're interested in is veterinary uses for tafenoquine, which is the active ingredient of Arakota. There are a lot of tick-borne diseases that affect both companion animals and livestock and agriculture. So we've got some things cooking there that are interesting. And then, of course, we have sogosivir as an antiviral, which we're evaluating in non-clinical studies at the moment with a view to going into the clinic down the road.
What are the key milestones investors should watch for in 2025, particularly regarding that pivotal babesiosis study and Arakota's expanded rollout?
So, of course, we have 3 small trials in babesiosis. One is a hospital study in severe disease, and I think that's what you're referring to. We're pretty confident we'll meet our recruitment goals by the end of the summer. Tick-borne diseases are very cyclical, and so we're in a little bit of a hiatus at the moment, but we should be complete with enrollment with that study later in the year. And then that will pave the way to some interim data generation in 2026. And then the other 2 studies that are in the works are the relapsing study that you mentioned, where we've randomized 1 patient. And hopefully we'll see a few more patients in that study during the course of 2025. And then, of course, we also recently announced IRB approval of a study in chronic babesiosis, which we hope to get started in Q3.
Jeff, management plays a crucial role in the success of smaller cap companies. What can you tell us about some of the key players on your team?
So, Tyrone Miller, our CFO, and myself have been running the company together for 10 years before we went public. We have a really good chemistry and team there. And then we were joined by Kristen Landon, our Chief Commercial Officer, early in 2024. and she's really spearheading the efforts on the commercial side to expand the use case and use of Aracoda. And of course, I should have mentioned earlier that one of the key drivers of our revenue growth over the next sort of 12 months or so is going to be linked intimately to a commercial pilot study, which will get up and running soon, where we've partnered with IQVIA to test market messaging and some direct sales interaction with physician groups to try and expand the use of Aracoda for malaria.
Jeff, let's wrap up with the essential value proposition. Why should investors take an interest in 60 Degrees Pharma today?
Well, we like to joke internally we're the smallest NASDAQ listed company with an FDA approved product. And that embodies both the value and the risk and the benefit right there. We've obviously been to see the FDA before. It's not our first rodeo, so we know how to get a drug approved. We're confident we can do that again with a label expansion of tafenoquine. And of course, because of the currently low valuation, it's probably a pretty good time to buy. And we see, more sales in the future and more de-risking as our clinical trials commence.
Jeff, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thanks a lot, Craig. I appreciate the opportunity.
Now, to get more information on 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals, visit SXTPinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy on Amazon today for just $18.
For 32 years, RedChip has been discovering tomorrow's blue chips today with early research on Starbucks, Celsius, Daktronics, Winnebago, and more. Now we bring you RedChat, an innovative AI solution which gives you answers in seconds on over 2,000 small cap stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Visit redchip.com today and use RedChat, your AI small cap assistant. RedChat.
Now, let's move on to our next interview today with Fathom Holdings Inc. Hello, today we have Marco Freginal, Chief Executive Officer of Fathom Holdings, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker FTHM. Marco, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
For those unfamiliar with Fathom Holdings, Marco, can you provide an overview of the company and its technology-driven approach to real estate services?
Oh, of course, I'd love to. So Fathom is a nationally technology-driven end-to-end real estate services platform with over 14,500 real estate agents across the country. It integrates residential brokers, mortgage, title, SaaS data offerings across the country. Our technology, IntelliAgent, allows us to manage the entire life cycle of real estate transaction, which is one of the key differentiators in our company.
Fathom's IntelliAgent platform is a key differentiator, I think you would agree. How does this technology streamline your operations and provide that competitive advantage in serving your agents and clients?
Yes, we've been working on IntelliAgent for about 6-7 years, and we're very proud of our technology. IntelliAgent, as I discussed earlier, is a proprietary, comprehensive real estate technology platform that manages the entire life cycle of a real estate transaction. IntelliAgent allows us to operate at the industry lowest direct cost per transaction, approximately $270. Now, this is a key advantage that translates into higher profitability per transaction compared to our competitors. In other words, it allows us to break even at a lower number of transactions than our competitors do. It also will drive a higher percentage of gross profit to the bottom line. IntelliAgents also allows us to create unique products and services, which is a key differentiator between us and some of our competitors.
Your agent network grew by 9% last quarter, and your goal is to return to 25% annual growth. What strategies are you implementing to achieve this ambitious target?
That's correct. However, actually in Q4 of 2024, we grew by over 20%. And our growth strategy is based on three key components. First, it is organic growth. We use our marketing platform across the country to start conversations with agents to get them to join our company. Second is agent referrals. Agent referrals historically have been 40 to 50% of our agent growth. And basically an agent referral is a Fathom agent introducing another agent to Fathom. And then third is strategic acquisition. As you know, we recently acquired My Home Group on November 1st of last year. My Home Group was the 27th largest brokerage in the country with closing over 12,000 transactions and 2,200 agents. My Home Group is a key component of our growth strategy. As we go forward, we're going to add significant other acquisitions, and this is one of the key components that will get us back to about 30% agent growth and ultimately our goal of 100,000 agents.
Let's focus a little bit more on My Home Group, Marco. It significantly expands your footprint in Arizona and Washington State. Tell us more about how the acquisition aligns with your growth strategy and the opportunities that it unlocks.
Sure, great question. So as I said earlier, M&A or acquisitions is part of our key strategy going forward. So My Home Group was the 27th largest brokerage in the country, with over 2,200 agents, 12,000 closings. My Home Group will add in 2025 over $100 million of revenue to our company and over $1.2 million in EBITDA. This is a great example of future acquisitions that we intend to accomplish. We have identified over 100 companies that we believe are acquisition targets, and part of our strategy is to continue to look at these opportunities in a very strategic way. And so My Home Group is a great example of us implementing our growth strategy.
Now, given the challenges in the housing market, what opportunities do you see for Fathom to expand its market share and to continue to adapt to shifting trends?
Yeah, great question. Look, there's no question that the last few years have been very difficult in the industry, right? The unprecedented increase in interest rates the last 2 years have caused the industry to reduce the number of transactions by over 40%. However, if we look at Q4, and we believe Q4 is an inflection point for Fathom, we grew our revenue year over year by 26%. Okay, and part of this is the acquisition of My Home Group, which again we believe will add over $100 million in revenue in 2025. Second, we continue to add agents to our base of agents across the country, and that's going to further increase our growth. What we're finding across the country is that more and more small brokerages are finding it difficult to stay in business. And therefore, we're going to be able to bring those brokerages and teams into the Fathom family. And so we're excited about the growth, and we believe that 2025 is a year in which we get back to 30% growth year over year due to the many things that are happening in the economy and the real estate industry as well.
For any company, but especially for a small cap company, management is crucial to investors. What can you tell us about some of the key players on the Fathom team?
Look, there's no question that leadership is important, right? Great companies have great teams, and that's how they can execute. Over the last 12 years, I believe that I put together a great team of leaders and professionals who not only understand the industry, but also have a great understanding of growth companies, which we are a growth company. So I am very confident that we have to put together a great team that can execute our strategy going forward, and we can excel our goals for 2025 and beyond.
Okay, Marco, here's your chance to directly address the viewers. Tell them, what is the essential value proposition? Why should they take an interest in Fathom right now?
Look, no question. I believe Fathom is a very unique investment opportunity, primarily for 4 reasons. The first is the comprehensive integration. As I said earlier, we seamlessly integrate residential brokers, mortgage, title, and a SaaS platform. Second is our innovative commission model and strong growth, right? Fathom empowers agents to earn more through our innovative commission model, which features two interesting revenue sharing programs. This disruptive approach has enabled us to significantly expand our agent base across the country, making Fathom the 9th largest brokerage in the country. The third point that I'd like to point out is our proprietary technology and our cost efficiency, right? Our technology, as I said earlier, allows us to operate at the lowest direct cost per transaction in the industry, which then ultimately becomes a much more profitable company. And last, our diversified revenue streams. You know, Fathom is unique because our revenue model enables us to maximize the potential of each real estate transaction by offering mortgage and title services. So looking ahead, we plan to expand our services by providing additional value to both our agents and our customers. So we believe we are a very unique investment opportunity at the point that we are today.
Marco, great to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
It was a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Now, to get more information on Fathom Holdings, visit FTHMinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Fathom Holdings. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. And also go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can order Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip's CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon for $18. Now, let's recap the companies featured today. First, you met 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals, SXTP on the NASDAQ. 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals is a growth-oriented biotechnology company with a goal of using cutting-edge biological science and applied research to further develop and commercialize new therapies for the prevention and treatment of infectious diseases. 60 Degrees has successfully achieved regulatory approval of Arakota, that's tafenoquine, a malaria preventative treatment that has been on the market since late 2019. Currently, 60 Degrees pipeline includes development programs for tafenoquine and kelgosivir targeting fungal, tick-borne, and other viral diseases. Learn more at www.sxtpinfo.com. Then you met Fathom Holdings Incorporated, FTHM on the NASDAQ. Fathom Holdings is a technology-driven real estate services platform revolutionizing the traditional brokerage model. Through its innovative flat-fee commission structure, proprietary technology, and integrated offerings spanning residential brokerage, mortgage, title, and SaaS, Fathom enables agents to maximize their earnings while delivering superior scalability and efficiency. With operations across 43 states and a rapidly growing network of more than 14,500 agents, Fathom is well-positioned to capitalize on an improving housing market and expand its disruptive, high-margin approach to real estate services. Learn more at www.fthminfo.com. Don't forget to check out our stocks page. It is the biggest small-cap stock portal in the industry. It has every company listed on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange with a market cap of $2 billion and less. It is also categorized by industries. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small-cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel, and be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small-cap companies. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, if you have any questions about any of our public companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-REDCHIP or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile of asset classes. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please, always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new, exciting, emerging growth companies.
For 32 years, RedChip has been discovering tomorrow's blue chips today with early research on Starbucks, Celsius, Daktronics, Winnebago, and more. Now we bring you RedChat, an innovative AI solution which gives you answers in seconds on over 2,000 small cap stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Visit redchip.com today and use RedChat, your AI small cap assistant. RedChat.